They don't need Porzingis.
Here's my legit feeling about it. I think with Porzingis, it goes 6 games. And that might even be a little strong. I mean, that might be like a little, I could see it going 5 if they have Porzingis back and he can play even at 75%, 70%. Like if he's mobile enough to actually play defense around the rim. If they don't have him, then I think it goes to game 7. And I still give the Celtics the edge, but this team in a game 7 gets kind of scary.
No, that's fair. Is there any chance Porzingis backfires in more ways than one? And it's Jones and Mego with Arcand here on WEEI. Like, the obvious one is Porzingis just isn't fully healthy. And so they push him out there and he's not ready, and the team suffers because of it. The solution would be we'll just sit him down, but then you've talked him up. Is he going to be willing to sit down? Is he going to be a good soldier about it? Like, they bench Marcus Smart in game 1 of the NBA Finals, won a game, and he still was pissed about it against Golden State 2 years ago. So, you get into that weird game with Porzingis. The other side,
Porzingis misses a ton of time,
fine.
like every year.
I don't think he'd be. But that's no. But you don't think if he's healthy, you think he wants to get benched?
Well, no one wants to get benched. But if he's healthy and out, if he's healthy and he's out there hurting the team, he's hurting the team because he's not healthy.
Okay, so I don't know that he'd be okay with doing that, but maybe you're more confident in that than me. The other possible aspect is him and Luka didn't get along. Do you think Luka sees him out there and is just like, I'm gonna go kill that guy? Like I'm gonna go dunk, or not dunk on him, but I'm gonna go at this guy. I'm gonna prove a point to this guy. Because they didn't get along. Like, is there a chance that backfires?
Well, last time that happened, though, was in March. And granted, I don't think this Dallas team was firing the way back then that they are now in these playoffs. But Porzingis was spectacular in that game when they saw each other in March. He was, like, crazy from behind the arc. I don't think you necessarily need that Porzingis night in and night out, but he certainly didn't look like he was, like, shaking in his boots looking at Luka on the other side.
No, it's a healthy Porzingis. Let's see how he looks after a month plus off. Are we sure he's playing?
No. I mean, look, I get it. Okay?
So, like,
Missoula says Malula.
I was gone for one day. I was gone for one day, and all these opinions have changed.
Because I'm listening to the Reverend yesterday as I'm driving around Southie. Beautiful day. Great day for the beaches in Southie, by the way.
Great
Good
day
job,
to listen
everybody.
to Sunday.
Yeah,
and
sure.
And you had Joe Sway on.
I did.
And I was shocked. You asked him, you were like, so do we see Porzingis in the finals, and do we see Porzingis game 1? And he's like, yeah, but, like, maybe not game 1. And I was like, wait, didn't we just hear Missoula Saturday say he was a full participation in practice?
You want to hear him? Let's hear it. This is Missoula with an update on Porzingis over the weekend.
Kristaps, did he do any more today than he did yesterday?
Yeah, he did everything the team did. What we didn't, we'll go significantly harder tomorrow. But today was kind of moderate. But he went through everything that the team did today.
Joe, you mentioned some of the drills he was able to do yesterday. What were those, and just how do you kind of look going through those?
Just basketball drills. He looked pretty good going through.
Okay, that is so vague. And so I've thought
he was doing basketball drills.
Like, what is that? Or they're just, I get not wanting to like give up the farm, but like,
what kind of drills? Basketball.
Can you give us a little more than that? And so I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't play. I've been saying this for a while. Woj said he was going to play in Game 3. Then he immediately moved the goalpost to Game 4. And now he didn't play in the whole series. And it's like, if he doesn't play Game 1, I don't think he's playing. Like, I didn't hear this interview you did yesterday, Arcand, but if that's what Joe Sway said, we might not see him in Game 1, but we'll probably see him. I don't buy that. If he's not out there Game 1, he's not going to be ready in this series. I
don't get it. Arcand, I want to hear from you because I think it's, and people loved this take on social media. I think it's such a bad look for Porzingis if he's not out there, and if he is remotely healthy enough. It's the finals. He's never won before. Like, don't you? This is what you're on the team for. This is why you go all out. This is why Stevens trades Marcus Smart. Like, this is what it's all about right now. And so I can't see how he doesn't play unless it's like this injury, there was a major setback, and Missoula says there was no setback.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he's not going to come out and say that, but I also think there's the double backfire thing, and I'm not even talking about Luka. I mean in the sense that him wanting to come back, he's signed long-term. Him wanting to come back, I think of Robert Williams and that surgery he had before the Golden State series. Remember, he could have had the surgery with the longer recovery time. He had the short one. He played, they lost, and then the next year he couldn't go at all. And I sort of wonder, like, is it worth putting him out there, not at 100%.
Championship? Yes.
Championship, but if he hurts the team, but if he hurts the team and then also hurts himself and is available next year, I just feel like that's a risk.
Your analogy to the Time Lord fails because he helped them. They
Helped
didn't
them
win.
what?
They didn't win. He was good.
I mean, he played.
Okay, you don't think he was good in those series? He scared the crap out of the Heat. That whole Eastern Conference final, they were like afraid to shoot around the rim when he was out there.
That's true. The Heat, yes, but with Golden State, I mean,
okay, they
it
lost to
didn't
Golden
matter
State,
as
but I'm
much,
saying,
yeah.
but Williams came back in the first round, and he gave you a whole run all the way to the NBA Finals. I think that was worth it. I actually got a lot of respect for Robert Williams doing
But
that.
the point is, Porzingis isn't having surgery. He's not doing one of those things. They're just going to put him back out there
Okay,
and
but
hope that he's ready.
You're asking, is it worth it for a championship? Yes, the answer is yes.
Is it if it hurts the team, though? If him being out there not at 100% is holding the team
Well,
back, it's not
then
worth
you
it.
can
And
figure
then
that
also you
out.
could hurt him long term and ruin the contract.
Yeah.
But I can't do this long-term stuff anymore. It's been 6-7 years and they haven't won. Like, I can't do the long-term investment. He's not a guy that you
All right, well,
drafted
tell that
and
to
are
Wick
bringing
Grousbeck.
along.
That's how he built the
Okay,
team.
well, win a championship. You have won.
Yeah, so here's my thing. I don't think he matters. I don't think he would have mattered against Denver. I definitely don't think he matters against Dallas. I've never thought they needed him to win a title. I've never once said that. I've never believed that. I don't believe that. I don't think they need him. But if you're asking me if like he can push himself to go,
Yeah,
and
we're
is
not
it
talking
worth
about round
is it
one.
worth a championship? Hell yeah, it's worth a championship for him to push himself to go. If you think he's going to make a difference, yes. I see this in the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/Boston WEEI. I saw this on the text line as well, 37937. Who do you start, Al or Porzingis?
To me, that doesn't matter as much. Maybe that sounds crazy, but
But who?
I probably start Al because if Porzingis, he hasn't played since April 30th, so I would give him the flexibility to come off the bench as the game is already going along and be on a minutes restriction.
I start Porzingis.
So-
that way you sort of can, at the very least, you know, they're not going to know until you play him or take him out of the game after that how long he can go or what he can go for. So I'd at least bluff like you have him and see what that does.
I think it's a little easier to go that way, too. So, like, if Porzingis is back, I think you just play him and you start him, and maybe he's on a minutes restriction, but I tend to think it's
But
easier
they won't
to manage.
know that. They'll know if he doesn't start. They'll know there's something wrong.
I think
with
it's
him, you
easier
know?
to manage if
They don't already know.
he
I mean, they're
starts.
having the longest layoff between the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals, and he still might not be ready to go for game
Sure.
one.
Today, I'm saying when the day of the game comes, that's a different story. I mean, if he's starting, then they're not going to know that he's on a minutes restriction. If he's not starting, they'll know there's something wrong.